Hello Internet, Namaste. In today's video, I want to share a little bit about Dhamma and generating the virtue of generosity in your life. I just spent the past 3 weeks at a Vipassana center up here in Washington. I did a 10-day silent meditation retreat. I served the first half of it, and then the second half I got to sit. And it has always, as always, been the most transformative, liberating experience of my life, being able to do some personal reflection and seeing that all of our suffering and all of our happiness comes from within ourselves. It's one of the most profound, life-impacting things I've ever done. And today I want to take a little time to talk about why Dhamma is very important in your own life, your spiritual practice, and for the good of all in the entire world. So Dhamma is a Sanskrit and Pali word for generosity and cultivating the virtue of charity and giving back to others. I just want to share why a 10-day service is such an important thing to do in one's life. Not only is just doing the sitting and doing the work with oneself, being able to give time to help other people in their process is also extremely, extremely uplifting as well. My Buddha brother Benny from Hong Kong told me that there's 3 forms of dana, or three levels of donation that one can give in a life. All donation, all giving is wonderful in itself, but there are definitely 3 levels of potency that are kind of ranked on a scale. So the first level of dana is giving money, or just giving giving clothes, or just giving an item to a person. The reason that this is the first level is because when you give money to someone, he can, they say, teach a man to fish. Give a man a fish he can eat for one day. Teach a man to fish, and he can live forever. So when you give someone money or you give someone clothing, the money, he can take it and spend it. If you give him some clothes, he can wear the clothes, and then it'll eventually wear away, and then he'll kind of be back to where he started. And then the second level of dana is giving the dana of teaching, or donating for the teachings of another person. So this is the second level because as you teach a man to fish, he'll be able to eat forever. So as you're giving money to the temples, or you're giving money to schools, or giving money to educate and expand the consciousness of another being, that actually has a longer lasting fulfillment and effect. So that's why that's the second level. The third level, the highest level of dana, is giving the dana of time, the dana of service. And that's why people that volunteer always feel so happy and uplifted after they give their time to someone or a cause. And the reason is that the reason that this is the highest level of dana is because the mental volition during the service is pure in the entire time that one is in the service. And the other 2 levels of dana, giving money or donating to teachings and education, the volition of the mind in the moment of giving is pure. The volition of the mind when he gives the money is pure. And all giving is good, but the duration of the volition is so much more powerful during a service because the person is actively giving their time and actively serving other people. So when you serve a 10-day Vipassana course, each and every day, from the moment you wake up to while you're cooking the food, to while you're helping the students, to while you're sitting, the entire time you're selflessly giving yourself away as others are working on liberating themselves of their own suffering. And it's the most beautiful thing, because I've read this in so many of the yogic texts, and selfless service, giving away yourself without expecting anything in return, is the path to liberation. If you want to truly be happy in your life, the key is to just give away yourself and never expect anything in return. Just give it away, and that's what brings the most joy. It taints the purity of generosity if you're giving and then you're expecting something in return. And that's that's just not a good thing to cultivate in your life. So when you're giving something to other people, or you're giving your time, don't expect anything in return. And that brings the most purest fulfillment and wisdom, and brings about the most happiness. And it's just the purest form to give it away. A lot of people that haven't served a 10-day Vipassana course, it's the most wonderful thing. They think, the first time I did it, I was like, oh, it's going to be a lot of work, and you're not going to be able to have a lot of time to meditate, and you're kind of all over the place. And in fact, it was actually, the first time I did my service, I was crying just tears of joy, just the purest happiness I've ever experienced in my life. I remember driving back home from the center, and I was just bawling uncontrollably just because I felt the purity of all the Dhamma that I had received from sharing my time and helping others on their path. And yeah, if you've never done it before, the experience is so wonderful because you still get to have a lot of time sitting. You get to sit the 3 group sits a day, you get breaks, and when you're actually in the kitchen serving, you're either cooking the food, you're doing the dishes, connecting with all the other servers that are always your soul tribe. Like you get there and it's like, it's so wonderful that everyone is kind of on the same vibrate. Everyone's there to give away their time to help serve others. Of course, your energies are going to match with everyone that's there. The friends I made during this course are definitely going to be my lifelong friends, and we've already done group meditation sittings over Skype, and yeah, you really find your brothers and sisters there. It's so wonderful. I'm still having the afterglow, and it's already been almost a week since I've gotten back. The last thing I wanted to share about Dhamma is like this is the most important thing, because a lot of the students that come to a 10-day silent meditation retreat, the teachings insist or very highly encourage that one maintains the continuity of practice by having an hour sitting in the morning, an hour sitting in the evening. On the last day when Kunja is telling you that you have to practice twice a day for 2 hours a day, that's like a huge sacrifice in a person who is a householder or a person that lives a normal life out here in civilization. So being able to figure out how to fit that in your schedule and building the discipline in order to do that is quite challenging to consider. The assistant teacher that I served with, he actually told all of us that the thing that really set his discipline in motion for having self-practice outside of the center is doing a service. And that's because you get to have the experience of like go, you're working, cooking and talking and communicating and working, and then you kind of go into the hall and then you take a sit and you sit for an hour. And you learn how to transition from that back into working and talking and moving and kind of hustle and bustle, and then you sit again for another hour. And this kind of like trains the mind, or kind of teaches what it's like to go from active to passive, not passive, but active life to meditating life, and just being able to remain equanimous and observing your respiration and your sensations. So yeah, he said like the one thing that really kicked off his daily impeccable discipline is doing a 10-day service. And I also, after he said that, it really made sense to me, because I remember after my first sit, it's like, okay, I'm gonna practice every day. And then you get home and you practice 1 hour in the morning on the first day. And then on the second day, you're like, okay, I got time for 45 minutes. And then the third day, it's like 30 minutes. And then by the week after, you're like, okay, I'll do 15 minutes at night, or just 15 minutes in the morning. And the practice quickly diminishes, because life is really, it's really distracting. It's challenging to build that discipline on your own, and especially if you don't have like a group of people that hold you accountable. It's not impossible, but it's much harder than it needs to be. So I recommend, or I just know it from experience, that doing the service, you kind of understand how to integrate everything, and being able to practice all the time, and being able to go in and out of life with ease, and not have to feel like you're sacrificing so much time to like sit on your cushion for an hour and practice. Yeah, that's all I wanted to share in this video today. I hope that this encourages you to do a 10-day service if you haven't done one already. And if you haven't done one lately, to go do one again. And if you've never done a 10-day Vipassana retreat in your entire life, I recommend you go do that first. Oh, actually, it's a requirement that you do that first before you serve. I'll put the link below to the Dhamma website. It's all donation-based. You don't have to pay for anything. You go and you live off the charity of others like a monk, and you go within yourself to figure out and pull out the roots of all the things that cause you misery in your life, and you learn a technique that brings you so much happy and teaches you how to really live. And out of everything in my life that has had huge like the turning point in my life, like the fork in the road where life gets insanely better, like the entire timeline of your lifespan, there's like little chapter markers that mark profound things that happen in your life. Vipassana is one of the most profound, like right next to working with plant medicines and my yoga practice. I encourage everyone to go find themselves, find their best selves, and be happy and enjoy this existence in the most wonderful way possible. And yeah, that's all I have to share today. May all beings be happy. If you guys like this style of video, this year I really want to work on sharing meditation teachings, techniques, maybe some some yoga practices and other things just besides vlogs and all my professional video work. And if you guys liked it, let me know in the comments below, or let me know what you guys want me to talk about. And I'll see you in the next one.